Howdy, and welcome to the Highline Herd podcast, where stories ride strong and the bond between folks and their horses runs deep. Each Sunday, we're talking everything from trail tips and tack to good old horse sense and the people who live it every day. Keep up with the herd by following us over on Instagram at the Highline Herd and swinging by our website at thehighlineherd.com. Now, let's ride into today's episode. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Highline Herd. I'm Skylar,
And I'm Shelby.
and today we're going to be talking about the niche sports and equestrians.
The little niche disciplines, ones you might not have heard of before, ones you might have only heard whispers of, maybe seen a rare video here and there.
Yeah.
Now, I will add the disclaimer. We are based in the US, and I know a lot of these are very common in the US, especially certain states. So if you are in another country, these might be completely new and unheard of to you, and you may not have the same access to try them.
Or it could be something that is original to your country, and maybe we're talking about it wrong. If that's the case, correct us.
Yeah, we're not going into heavy detail on these because we don't know enough about these disciplines. We don't actively compete in them. We don't study the rule book that is still being updated for some of these. The sports are new enough. So, competitions showing competing at that level isn't really our thing. But these disciplines are super cool and they really aren't spoken of a lot. They're really niche. But man, some of them are just a good old time. So
we just wanted to take a moment and acknowledge some of these cool aspects of the sport and let y'all enjoy it.
yeah, and truly, maybe some of you guys will hear this and think, oh, I want to bring that here, or I want to get into that. How do I get into that? Because the wonderful thing about the horse world is there's something for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
It is an absolutely beautiful thing that being a horse owner, you have so many things available to you to enjoy your time with the horse. It's not just about riding or competing or walking or grazing or caretaking. There's so much to horses, and this is just a few of the niche things you could do.
Yes, and if somebody tries to tell you you can or can't do something, or like that's not something you could do, that doesn't exist.
If someone tries to dog you in a sport because of your horse's breed, if someone tries to tell you can't do something because of your horse's breed,
or if it doesn't exist, the thing that you're wanting to do, don't listen.
Don't listen.
It's okay.
If it truly doesn't exist, maybe you can make it exist.
Break the standards a little bit. It's a good thing to do.
And maybe you do it just for you. Maybe you invent new things just for you and your horse to do together. Maybe you never share. That's okay too.
Some of the things that we're going to talk about, some of these little niche sports, are things that people made up, and enough people liked it that they turned it into a thing.
And enough people like it that it's still surviving today.
Exactly.
So we're going to start with a really popular one in some of the western states, especially those with mountains.
And snow.
Lots of snow. And this one, we may pronounce it incorrectly, but this one looks like a blast. I would love to have an opportunity to, at the very least, go see it in person.
Oh, yeah.
It is called skijoring. And it is the act of being pulled behind a horse, dog, some kind of animal or machine, like a snowmobile or a four-wheeler, on skis or snowboard. Now, for the intensive purposes of our podcast and today's episode, we're speaking horse.
Yeah.
And while it is a speed-based competition, there is a lot of technicalities to it. There's a lot of skill that has to be done. It's not just how fast can your horse go. There are certain things that the rider must do. There are certain maneuvers that are required. Your horse has to be able to handle the constant jerking of someone behind them. And your partner, who's on the skis or snowboards, has to be able to complete certain things, certain flips or certain ramps.
They have a course that they have to go through, rings they
Yeah.
gotta collect. And same for the riders. I've seen some riders having to grab rings as they're controlling the horse and running through the
That's
course.
what I said at the beginning. Yeah, that there's more to it than just speed.
Oh, yeah.
There's a huge misconception from outsiders that it's solely about speed. And it's actually not. When you actually look at the courses and watch the movements of the horse, of the rider, of the skier, there's a lot more to it.
Mhm.
And while it's kind of become a fashion event for some women, why not?
I have seen some amazing photography going on with these events and the outfits they come up with, like the woolies and the fur coats and all of the beautiful hats, the beautiful jewelry. I'm like, man, look at that.
Yeah. And I know there's some people upset that that's what the sport's slowly morphing into, but it's a very niche sport.
Mhm.
And I know there's a lot of places that still do it small time, not big time.
Yeah.
So it still falls into the category of find what works for you and what you enjoy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, it's a very cool sport.
Yeah. We highly recommend any of these that we're talking about too. Give them a little Google search. Look
Like-
up some images, look up some videos of people doing them and participating. It's so fun.
It is. And when I first saw skijoring, it wasn't even the competition version. It was
Mhm.
someone had two horses just pulling them through snow. Like, and it was in one of the Nordic countries. But when I first saw it, I was like, what is that? That is super cool.
Mhm.
Because the way it's set up is you're either driving the horse yourself, or if you're in the competitions like what we have here in the States, there is a rider skier pairing.
Mhm.
But it can be done with just the person being drugged.
Yeah.
Which is also really cool, if not more impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't really have anything like that here in Ohio.
No, we don't
But-
get enough snow.
No, we don't. Unfortunately.
Even the 8 inches or whatever crazy thing it was we got in January is an oddity for us.
Yeah.
We usually get like a week of like it barely comes to the top of your boot and then it's gone.
Yep.
So while we don't have it in Ohio, it is really popular in places like Colorado and Utah.
Ooh, yeah.
Places with snow, places with mountains.
Yes.
So do some looking, try to find some videos, or maybe go to a competition yourself, because
There's so many people on like Instagram and Facebook that
Yeah.
will post videos and, pictures of their outfits, of their horse, their tack, all of it. And it's just so beautiful to see how many different people are coming into this sport with different backgrounds, different everything. But they're all having fun. They're all having a blast doing this.
this is one of those disciplines that's kind of the joy and excitement of it is definitely contagious.
And the fact that it's so new
It is. It's
in its
very,
element, or at least in its popularity.
Yeah.
It's just blossoming.
It is, and it's partly because of social media that it is.
Mhm.
I'm sure, like, these states have had these sports. They've been using them before.
I guarantee there's a very in-depth history.
Yeah. It's just with the introduction of social media, we're able to draw some attention to these
Mhm.
disciplines now. The next one, and one of my personal favorites of the niche disciplines, is mounted shooting. This one is barrel racing with firearms.
Yeah.
It's
That's
hey,
a great description.
That's the best description I can give.
Yeah.
But unlike barrel racing, they are complex patterns. You are expected to pop all of the balloons. So there's usually a pattern of 10 balloons, and you either have 2 revolvers, a revolver and a shotgun, or a revolver and a rifle. And you are expected to pop every balloon while navigating the pattern, while maintaining control of your horse, while aiming your firearm.
And usually running full tilt.
Yeah, it is. This is
High speed, high stakes.
when I say this is barrel racing with firearms, they don't care how pretty it is. They
No.
don't care how graceful your horse is, how well they steer, how balanced your horse is. It is about how quickly can you get through the pattern and pop all the balloons.
Mhm.
And just like barrel racing, there are penalties. If you knock over a barrel, if you miss a balloon, you get time added on. And the really cool thing about this sport, though, is while it is a speed event, while they are not putting a lot of stock into your equitation, so to speak, there are still rules for your firearms and for your dress and for your tack.
Mm-hmm.
So everything needs to be reminiscent of the 1800s, the golden era of Western attire and firearms. So it needs to be period correct for you to compete and place.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing that I see a lot of people trying to get into the sport. They're like, well, I don't know what to wear. I don't know how to make an outfit.
It's all of that, and it's also the cost. It is a very, very expensive sport to get into. The firearms are very expensive. The ammo's expensive because they're blanks. They're black powder blanks. There's no bullets.
Real live ammunition.
Yeah, it's all just black powder blanks. Very messy, very loud, but it does not travel far. It's just enough that the hot powder pops the balloons.
Mm-hmm.
And while it can burn your horse's ear if you get too close or you shoot your horse's ear, you're not going to inflict lasting damage or a major injury from it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a burn. It may vary in severity, but your horse isn't going to be crippled. You're not going to be crippled.
Mm-hmm.
So while it is firearms, and you should take all the safety precautions you should when handling weapons of any sort.
Of course.
It is much safer than I think people realize.
Mm-hmm.
You can be right on the other side of the fence as a rider is firing in front of you, and you'll never feel a thing.
Oh, yeah.
You might feel a little bit of heat, but I mean...
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people would be really nervous to go and sit in the stands thinking that, oh no, a bullet could whiz past. But no, that is not the case.
That is not the case. And I have... So, like I said, this is one of my favorite niche disciplines. This is one of my favorite sports in the horse world. And I have met the community. I have talked to people within it. I am part of several groups around it. These people take safety above all else.
Oh, yeah.
They do not tolerate people who are irresponsible with their firearms. They do not tolerate people who are irresponsible with their horses. They do not tolerate unsafe handling.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, these are blanks. Yes, the risk is very low. But before you go to any clinic, before you go to any shoot, your guns are inspected. You are not allowed, when you are in a competition, you can only use ammunition provided by the venue. You cannot bring your own. When you are at clinics, all of your firearms are inspected.
Mm-hmm.
You are only allowed to use ammunition they provide.
Yeah.
They take it very, very seriously because they understand the risks associated with it. And they understand that they have a sport that some people may not agree with because of the use of firearms.
Mm-hmm.
But it is actually arguably, in my experience, one of the safest equine sports you can participate in.
I've noticed that as well. I've not really been able to experience a lot of these competitions, but I did go to a couple of them where I had worked, and it was crazy just watching them, like the check-in process, the, inspection process.
Oh, they don't mess around.
All of it. No, they do not mess around.
Like, they are actively trying to recruit people. I know every club is trying to get people in, trying to get people interested in. And I know so many people are like, oh, I don't know how my horse would handle the gunfire. You'd be surprised. Mm-hmm. And the horses actually wear earplugs. So
some of them, yeah.
The noise is diminished. Most of them do. The horses that don't, typically, they don't tolerate having something in their ears.
Yeah.
But most riders like them to wear earplugs. Keeps their ears safe. And it actually does diminish the spook from the noise for the
Same
newer
for the
horses.
people as well. Because imagine being in an enclosed arena trying to do one of these events. That'll get loud pretty quick.
And especially when you're firing the rifles or shotguns. Mm-hmm. It's very loud.
Kapow! Yeah.
But of the competitions I've seen that are speed-based, these are some of the most well-minded horses.
Mm-hmm.
But these also are horses, yes, they're competition horses, but I've heard a lot of these people use their horses for more than competitions. Mm-hmm. Whereas a lot of competition people use their horses solely for that competition. They don't trail ride them. They don't take them out and do different things.
They keep it discipline specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mounted shooters, from most of the people I've met, tend to have pretty versatile horses.
And they like to have versatile horses.
They do. Again, safety is key.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want a horse that's going to spook because a plastic bag blew
A
in
little
front
too
of
close.
them.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit about mounted shooting. Again, it's really niche, but it's popular all over the country.
Mhm.
This one isn't state specific like skijoring is.
No.
This one actually has regions in every state, clubs in every state.
Mhm.
So the next one we're going to talk about is super niche, super rare. You're not going to find a ton of information on it because not a lot of people do it. Not a lot of people host events related to it. And that is cowboy dressage.
Yep.
Now, this one is also one of my favorites, not because I have personal experience with it, but because the purpose behind it. So, cowboy dressage is the ultimate test of a horse and rider partnership. It takes the beauty and grace of classical dressage with the skills, combining it with the skills needed to navigate rough terrain and obstacles. So you are expected to navigate a course or pattern. I don't remember quite which is the term, but you are expected to navigate it with minimal contact. They do not want to see you kicking your horse, spurring your horse, yanking on your horse. They want to see you just float through the course.
How
they don't want
good of communication you have with it.
They don't want to see your reins move. They don't want to hear your tack jingle. Like, this is the ultimate test of your partnership and communication. And that is why it is so niche and rare, because a lot of people either don't apply themselves to that kind of goal because it takes years to achieve that kind of skill. Or they just don't have the ability to do it, which everyone has different levels of riding and different aptitudes, and everyone has different horses. Mm-hmm. But cowboy dressage is the ultimate test and the most challenging by far of all of the disciplines we will talk about, because you have to basically just float. It has to look like movie almost. Mm-hmm. Like, it's insane, and it is a beautiful discipline. I wish it was more common, but it is very difficult to do. Yeah. Next one is a really fun one, and it's quickly gaining popularity, and I'm so excited.
So thankful for it too, because I feel like it is bringing a lot of trail riders into the public eye, and a lot of people are advocating for like protecting our national parks, our national public land, all of it.
And the other benefit to it too is it actually encourages people to be more versatile with their horses, to do more. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of trail riders that they love to trail ride, but they stick to the same thing. Yeah. They like trails that are more hilly or more flat, and they don't really change it up much. Mm-hmm. Mountain trail is a great way to take those trail riding skills into the competition world. Mm-hmm. Because it is all about how confident and courageous and athletic your horse can navigate things. And they are truly challenging obstacles. Oh, yeah. They are steps and swinging bridges and tiny little squares that your horse has to be able to circle on. They want you to be able to they want you to be able to dismount and mount from the ground. Mm-hmm. They want your horse to be able to stand ground tied.
Or to step on moving obstacles and be able to go with the obstacle as it's moving and step off of it easily. Teeter-totters and
they want them
bridges.
To go through water. Yep. These narrow little pathways. They want them to be able to navigate the scatter rocks and the logs and everything.
Mm-hmm. Difficult terrain that you would come across in any trail system or any possible circumstance on the trail.
Yeah, it is definitely very similar to cowboy dressage in that it is a test of your skills. Mm-hmm. But in this one, they don't have quite a harsh view on people getting in their horse's face. Is the best way I can describe it.
I have noticed that.
Yeah. But I've noticed, I think riding has gone down a little bit in what we expect of people. Mm. which I think it's slowly coming back around where we are expecting people to be softer. There are kinder bridles coming out, kinder bits. So horse world is ever changing.
People are trying to refocus on the horsemanship side of these types of competitions, which is wonderful to see.
It absolutely is. I find it so much more impressive to watch someone never touch their reins but navigate some of the most complex obstacles and patterns.
Mhm.
I find that to be far more impressive than the person who is jerking their horse around.
Yes.
Or the horse who can't settle.
Mhm.
He's just vibrating through every obstacle because they're so nervous. Like,
Yeah. I was privy to help actually build one of these courses that has every element that you could think of. It had steep hills, it had water access, jumps that you had to go up from the water or down into the water, platforms you had to step onto, a teeter-totter, a pyramid, stepping rocks, a bridge that would move under your horse's feet, a little tiny water bridge that would go over, and your horse has to walk on a very narrow bridge. All of these elements. And it was just really, really neat to be able to watch people at this competition compete on a trail that I helped design and build and bring to life. That I'm never going to forget. And it's going to be one of my favorite places to go back and revisit because it's still there and it's still something that people can actively use.
yeah, in our area, that's probably the closest one.
Mm-hmm.
The next closest one is about a 4 or 5 hour drive.
Yeah.
It's way north. And it's bigger. It has a lot more options.
Mm-hmm.
But that is still a drive to make.
Yes.
So Mountain Trail is definitely very impressive and a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had the opportunity to compete in it I haven't had the opportunity to compete in it myself yet. One day.
One day.
I've got the horse for it.
I feel like that day will be maybe this year. Who knows?
I have a lot I want to do this year.
Oh yeah.
With the way the weather's gone, I'm getting a slow start and it's a little frustrating, but we can't change the weather.
Mm-mm.
Speaking of weather, this next discipline is seasonal. This is not a year-round discipline.
Mm-mm.
This is fox hunting.
Ooh yeah.
So there is a huge misconception about fox hunting. They do not kill or trap live animals.
Mm-mm. Not anymore.
There is no harrowing chase and heart attack inducing fear. It is usually a rider dragging a scent ahead for the hounds, or they will have a fox scent that they follow and they'll lose it and they move on to the next scent. There is no more chasing the fox until it dies or until the hounds catch it.
Yes. Fox
hunting now is about the experience of the sport, the tradition, the community.
Oh yeah.
They are very proper. They have their traditions and they are very heavily rooted in them, and they have a hierarchy within because that is how they keep order, that is how they keep the hounds, horses, riders, and fox safe.
Everything is organized and categorized in a way to help it efficiently run.
Yes. This is primarily a social event now. There's no real hunting being done.
Mm-hmm.
You're running across the countryside on horseback with a group of other riders and hounds. Mm-hmm. And that's your day. Your day is spent doing that. And then when you're done, you all get to hang out together at the end of the day and talk about the hunt.
Mm-hmm. And most people will eat and drink and just share stories.
And this is definitely a niche discipline in that I think the interest in it would be very few and far between. Mm-hmm. Because it is all English attire. English saddle, no horn, nothing holding you in.
Because a lot of the times on these chases, you're jumping as well.
You're navigating extreme terrain, mm-hmm. You're jumping, and you have to be able to ascend trails like the goat trail that Skylar and I frequently talk about, mm-hmm. in an English saddle. And you have to do so without interfering with your horse.
Sometimes you have to blaze your own trail through the woods to follow.
Yeah, because the goal is to never lose sight of the hounds. Mm-hmm. Both for their safety, but they do have things set up in place. There are people specifically, their job is to just manage the hounds within the hunt.
And usually you'll see people surveying and spectating along the trail path, so they kind of have everything mapped out where they're going, where they intend
There
to
is a
be.
lot of control in this sport.
Yes.
It is not decided willy-nilly. There's no uncontrolled chaos.
Mhm.
It's going to seem like chaos, especially if you're new, but there's different hunts for different levels. And there's different areas for different places. So if you want a slower hunt, aim for the spring when there's more foliage to slow you down. There's more terrain you're going to have to slow down for. If you want a faster hunt, the fall is where you want to go.
Oh, yeah.
There's less foliage to get in your way. The ground's usually dry and firm, and you can just blaze your way across.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a dying art, unfortunately. A lot of people, I think, have a misunderstanding of it, and it's a very expensive sport to maintain. It costs clubs a lot of money to maintain hounds, maintain horses, maintain land.
Mm-hmm.
But this sport now, its goal is conservation.
Yes.
Of the land, of the animals. This sport is not about hunting anymore, despite the name.
Mm-hmm.
That's, yes, where it began, but that's no longer its place today.
It's to keep the history alive and where the sport had come from in the past, keeping that memory there.
Yes, and I do think it's one of the main ways we will preserve land, is people getting into fox hunting again and paying those membership fees.
Oh, yes.
To maintain the land.
Yeah, and you'll see this sport more over in European countries, more than you will in the US. But it started to make an appearance in local communities.
Well, there's definitely places in Pennsylvania, there's clubs. In Virginia, there's clubs. So it definitely needs to be in a flatter area like those states are.
Yes.
But it definitely has its place in the US and in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
But it is niche, and I know a lot of people probably don't know about it more than anything, and they don't have much information on it.
Mm-hmm.
But there is one person I follow on Facebook who talks about fox hunting frequently, and it's been very educational, learning that it's no longer about hunting. It's become a way to socialize and make friends. The ride is just fun.
Yeah.
So that is fox hunting. It is seasonal, but it is definitely for those of you who have a bit of an adrenaline junkie in you, who want a little bit of speed but want to be able to hang out with the community as well. So that actually leads us into the next one, which is traditionally seen in Baroque or English saddles. And it is one that has finally come to the US and finally is gaining ground.
Yes.
Working equitation.
Woo!
This one has, I think, most of its origins in Spain. I think is where most of it came from. On their Andalusians are really popular in this sport. It's Andalusians and more. That's it, yeah. I knew it wasn't the Lipizaners. I was like, those are the dancing ones. I knew it started with an L and it was one of the Spanish breeds, though.
See, we can't know everything, guys.
No, we can't. There's a lot of things going on up here, all right? But this is a wonderful discipline. I think it is such an amazing display of skill and speed. And unlike mounted shooting, unlike cowboy dressage, this one's very obstacle focused.
Yes.
This one is very much focused on how quickly can your horse operate with distractions, how bendy is your horse, how athletic is your horse.
How much do they listen to you?
Yes. Because you're often riding one-handed in this discipline.
Yes.
And
you use both of your hands to do different tasks.
Yes. Well, sometimes they make the competitions really hard and you aren't allowed to switch hands. You have to do everything with your right hand or your left hand.
Yes.
Being able to switch hands makes it easier.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, having done plenty of obstacles myself at this point, if you could switch hands, your life gets easy real quick. It's when they expect you to do everything from the one side that it gets a little difficult.
Oh, yeah.
But this one's mostly based on horsemanship and agility. So the main phases you'll see are dressage. So that's patterns, that's grace, that's horse dancing is how a lot of people I've heard describe dressage.
How fluidly your horse moves and collected and
How
pretty.
still are you as a rider? How well do you guys communicate together?
Mhm.
Ease of handling is what they call it, but that's your obstacles. That is how well do you go over your obstacles? How brave is your horse?
Yes.
How smooth are your obstacles? Remember, guys, smooth is fast. Fast is not smooth.
Not smooth.
The faster you try to go, the more you'll actually lose time-wise because you'll make mistakes. You'll have to go back and fix things.
Yes.
Or you might miss obstacles altogether.
Yeah, and penalties will set you back.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Speed and cattle handling. Now, cattle handling is only for the advanced levels, upper levels. It's not for beginners and novices, so don't worry if you think that's a handicap. It's not. And I've actually seen not all competitions even offer cattle handling.
No.
Because there is more risk to it. It is significantly more difficult, but it's also expensive to get someone to bring their cows over and then stay and then take their cows and leave.
Yes.
So cattle handling is not in all of them, but you will see it, especially when you start moving up in the levels and you're going to like international level competitions, you're going to places where you're winning a check. You're gonna have to deal with cows.
Yeah.
But cattle handling is fun. I'm just saying, sorting, roping, give it a try. Steer wrestling. It's all a grand old time. There's a lot of fun to be had when you combine cows and horses. Just saying.
Yes.
Although maybe I'm just American.
That could be it too.
This one is for all breeds though. Just because the Spanish use their fancy horses, this is a great one for all breeds to really help work on your unity and agility.
Funny enough, I've been seeing a lot of gaited horses in this competing.
It doesn't mess with their gait like some disciplines do.
Mm-hmm.
Like barrels, the focus is on the speed more than the gait, which can actually throw a lot of gaited horses off because they don't really move like that.
No.
No.
It's different for them.
Yeah. Now, I am a huge proponent of saying gaited horses can do almost as much as a non-gaited horse. I am never going to be the person to tell you that you can't do this or that with your gaited horse. I will tell you certain things are going to be more difficult.
Yes.
I have found no difference in a gaited horse's ability to jump versus non-gaited, but when it comes to certain speed events, non-gaited has the advantage, believe it or not, because they have an easier time transitioning. They tend to be a little easier to ride on those transitions. Doesn't mean you can't do them on a gaited horse, just means it might be more difficult.
Yep.
So bear that in mind. But again, none of these disciplines we named today need a specific horse.
No.
And we will never tell you that because you have a specific horse, you can't do something.
Oh, no, not at all.
Where there's a will, there's a way. As long as everybody's being safe and having fun. A mule can jump, a gaited horse can jump, a non-gaited horse can jump. They all can trail ride. They all can do obstacles. They all can have a gun or a bow and arrow fired off of them. Let's all be nice and have fun.
Because at the end of the day, that's all we're trying to do.
That's all we're trying to do. Horses is about having fun and building a community.
Yes.
It's not about judgment. We need
not
to be
about tearing each other down.
No.
Build each other up.
It's inclusion.
Yeah. And we're already so niche as horse people from the get-go.
We are. And then the last thing we need is to be like a bunch of high schoolers with our little cliques.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
There's something to be learned from everybody, and you're never done learning.
Exactly. Teach people when they're curious and inform them on how cool your little niche sport is.
And a niche, cool one that's really coming up is Liberty.
Oh, yeah.
That one really wants you to have a curious horse. And that one is getting a lot more traction, especially among the Mustang community.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not super popular yet.
No, I feel like media hasn't caught up quite to everybody posting about it, all the trainers, their methods, all of it. There's so many people out there doing it, but it's still so hidden and not talked about as much as it should be.
Yeah. Now this one, I will add the disclaimer, this Liberty is the one where you are kind of horse dependent. Only because horses either have the personality to want to connect with you and play and do the job.
Yes.
Or they have the personality where they just want to be left alone to eat their hay.
Yep.
Go rope cattle, come back, eat their hay.
Yeah.
They don't want to do any of the fancy stuff.
Yeah.
They're
like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
All right, we did our job. I'm done.
But it has
I clocked out.
It has nothing to do with breed.
No.
It's
Personality based.
But that's all of this is, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't want fast competitions. Some people want to just take it nice and easy. And mountain trail, like, you could take that one nice and easy. You don't have to rush it.
No. Yeah.
So Liberty is, for those of you that don't know, I'm sure most people in the horse world have heard it by now. It's kind of a buzzword.
It's turned into kind of like a training style, almost.
Yeah.
People have claimed it instead of the competitions and where it originated.
Yeah. So what Liberty means is you do not have a halter, a lead rope, a neck rope. There is absolutely zero tack on your horse.
No strings attached.
None. Some people will use whips to help them communicate, but I've seen it done through vocal cues like Endo the Blind.
Oh, yes.
I have seen it done with a combination of vocal cues and body movements, vocal cues, body movements, and whips. But at the end of the day, your horse is not connected to you. And if your horse decides not to listen, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
They can just walk away.
Bye-bye.
And that's why one really popular trick that Liberty competitions like to require is you ground tie your horse in the middle of the arena. And you have to walk a circle around your horse. Your horse cannot move from where you put them.
Can't look, can't change directions to follow you, nothing.
Nope. They have to stay exactly where you put them. So the reason that is so impressive is because the bigger a circle you can make, the more it shows your work together, how well you and your horse communicate. You'll notice the people that make a really small circle do so because if they go too far, their horse will wander off or follow them. So the bigger circle you can make, the happier the competitions are.
Yeah.
The more likely you are to score higher.
More pats on the back.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, as someone who has a horse that kind of ground tying is an excellent skill for them to have. And it is kind of a little bit of it is absolutely a bragging right to be able to say, look how much I can walk around and away from my horse and they don't move.
Yeah.
And there are some that just naturally are like, oh, we're done working, I'll just hang out. Cool.
Yeah.
But not all of them are like that. And in Liberty, you want the horse that wants to be with you
and connected to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which makes it challenging.
Yes.
So that one, the biggest thing I can think of is look at Endo the Blind.
He's amazing. Look at Ben Atkinson, too.
Yeah.
He does a lot. He combines Liberty with vaulting, which is something we're going to be talking about, and trick riding, which is just amazing.
And in trick riding, you have Roman riding.
Oh, yeah.
So that's actually a perfect little segue into what is vaulting. Now, this is one you'll see a lot by folks like Equestrian Chaos. You see it in a lot of rodeos. You'll see it at Equine Affairs Fantasia. Vaulting is gymnastics on horses. So it is typically just on one horse. Sometimes they'll have two, but most commonly it's just one horse and one person. The horse is always moving at speed. So either at a canter or a gallop. And it's basically just gymnastics on a horse.
Yeah.
It requires incredible balance and athleticism.
Insane amounts.
Yeah. The harmony to move with the horse and to know when to time your movements, when to time your lands. It's amazing. And it is one of the more dangerous disciplines out there.
Oh, yes. The injuries that come from this, just like normal gymnastics, is insane. But when you apply a horse into the factors and then moving elements,
height,
yeah,
because the size of the horses I've seen some people use for vaulting is, whew.
For the kids, they're okay with using normal size horses, but for the adults, they need the larger animals to be able to support their weight and their movements.
Yeah, the bigger horses can usually deal with the swinging of a rider a lot easier, and it opens up a lot more options for the tricks they can do.
Yes.
There's one that I've seen this one guy do, and it's very rare. I don't see a lot of them do it, but they crawl from one side of the horse under their belly to the other side. And again, at a canter or a gallop, they've got to crawl under the horse's belly to the other side.
Yeah, and
And
that's
that
that
would
aspect
be,
of trick riding when it
yeah,
comes into it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And, speaking of trick riding, Roman riding.
Oh, yeah.
That one's not so much a discipline. You usually see it alongside vaulting or other things, but it's still a really cool aspect of those things. So what Roman riding is the act of standing on two horses. So you've got one foot on one horse, one foot on the other.
Yep.
And you are usually navigating obstacles or doing a pattern. Almost everybody I see that does it jumps at least one jump. Because you're showing I can ride horses standing up, and I can do all the same things while standing on two horses.
As they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for Roman riding, you don't necessarily need bigger horses because you have two of them and you're not throwing your body weight around like you are with vaulting or trick riding.
Your weight's distributed pretty evenly across them.
Yeah, and you're not throwing them off. So, Roman riding, while super, super cool, and takes a lot of skill.
Oh my, the core strength that you need to just stand.
The hip mobility to be able to just like...
Oh, yeah.
It's like taking those balance balls and...
Oh my gosh.
putting it on steroids.
Yeah.
Another one that requires two horses is combined driving. So this one is a horse pulling a carriage, and it can be a team of, I think, 1 horse to 6, I want to say is the max.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know for sure. I haven't seen a lot on this one.
They don't have it in our area, so we're very limited on our experiences with
I know, was it the Calgary Stampede does it? And they have outriders actually for their carriage teams as well.
Yeah, there's different like mini sports within this grouping.
But ultimately it's speed, agility. You usually have to cross obstacles, do patterns within this discipline.
And there's some even that are just a race too, where you're just in a circle.
Yeah.
And you got to get through, change horses, be on point with your team, and be in sync. It's crazy.
The combined driving of the disciplines scares me the most for the horses. But at the end of the day, guys, you have to remember, the people doing these competitions, they love their horses just like you do. Yes, there are people out there that do it just for profit, but there's people that do things just for profit in every aspect of the world.
Yep.
At the end of the day, give everybody the benefit of the doubt that they are considering their horses' safety above all else. Because trust me when I say, most people who drive their horses, whether they're pulling plows, pulling carriages, pulling wagons, whatever, they are triple checking every inch of that before they ask those horses to move.
Oh, yeah.
They are checking the shafts, the harnesses, the wagon itself, the hookups, everything. So while combined driving might be a little scary when you add in the racing aspect, when you add in the cross-country aspect, the obstacle aspect, well, it might seem a little scary and overwhelming. Bear in mind, most of these people who are engaging in this sport care way more about their horses than they do the equipment.
Yeah.
And they're absolutely willing to sacrifice
their equipment for their animals.
Yes.
Yeah.
So while it is a little scarier for the horse in terms of disciplines, they are still taking just as many precautions. The next one that gets a bad rap as well is polo.
And since polo is such a well-known, we wanted to dive into a little bit more of a nicher sport, and it's polo cross. And this is where you imagine lacrosse on horseback. So instead of the ball being on the ground and being knocked around, you're throwing it in the air. Your teammates have to catch it. And there's a lot more speed and agility needed in this competition. It's pretty crazy. Just the
And
little bits I've seen of this.
And it can go by different names. So Skylar's heard it as polo cross. It's also called horseball.
Yep.
Or a fun way I love to refer to it is horse quidditch. Because that's basically what it is.
We're all our Harry Potter fans. Comment below. We want to hear from you guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you've always wanted to play Quidditch, now's your chance.
Yep.
You just gotta get yourself a horse and a stick.
Exactly. What can go wrong?
What could go wrong? Honestly, horse Quidditch might be safer than polo, though.
Or
you're
actual
not bending
Quidditch.
Down.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actual Quidditch, you still aren't running the risk of getting smashed between two 1,100-pound animals moving at a high speed.
Okay, you do have a point there, actually. Yeah, I take it back.
Or winding up underneath their hooves.
Yeah.
But polo gets a really bad rap for having riders that are really rough on their horses. I just want to tell you, those polo horses don't care. They like it rough. Like, so my personal horse is actually a polo horse reject, which is hilarious that the guy ever considered him for polo.
He's a draft cross.
He is. And if he had feathers, no one would believe me he was a cross.
No.
No, like, he could almost, like, if he had the feathers and the hair, he'd look like a Vanner. Like, no one would believe me that this guy is.
Yeah.
So that's why I call him a polo horse reject.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy I got him from was really tall, so the usual 14-hand pony wasn't gonna work.
No.
But those polo horses, trust me, they like it rough. I have a polo horse reject. I have a horse who was polo horse of the year 3 years in a row. They do not care about you running them into things or into other horses. They like going fast.
They're like the football players of the horse
world. They really are. And I've actually heard a couple of people say that when they retire, like, career polo horses, they can't turn them out with regular horses because they're too rough. Mm-hmm. They're so used to their polo herd, they're so used to the game, where they think it's normal to body slam and headbutt and run into other horses. Mm-hmm. So this is a sport, while it looks really rough, for the most part, those horses, they enjoy it. They're truly football horses. They get cycled through. It's not the same horse necessarily for the entire game. Mm-hmm. And those horses are usually retired before the sport does any major damage to the hocks. Yeah. Usually. There are people that may push them, but that's everything. You've got people that are pushing every limits. Now, it is different pushing limits of yourself versus an animal. My point remains. Mm-hmm. There's bad apples everywhere. Please don't diss an entire discipline or a sport
based on a few people.
Yeah. Because the beauty of the horse world, there's something for everybody. Mm-hmm. There's some way for everybody to compete and make a name for themselves if they so choose.
Yes. So, and that's the highlight of this episode. Yeah. Like, if you've been feeling out of tune and feeling like there's not anything out there for you, just research a little more. There's so much that can be done and so much to do.
Listen to our episode about building a community. Build a community of people like-minded. Build a community of people maybe a little braver than you that push you to do the things you don't find comfortable.
Yeah. Heck, if you have an idea for a little niche sport that you want to start up, get a community of people that might want to join and support you in that. Right. And who knows what could come.
Who's to say we couldn't create a...
Oh no, what's that look?
Who's to say you can't create, like, quote-unquote turtle polo, where you get big, heavy horses like Valor to play it? You're not going to play it... Yeah, you're not going to play it at the same speed. Yeah. But you can still whack a ball around on the ground if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Who's to say you couldn't do that?
Yeah.
So, just... be flexible. Do your research. Like, there's so many opportunities to have fun.
Yeah.
When you're talking about speed.
Archery. So, our good friends at Equestrian Chaos, they do mounted trick riding, archery, and a little bit of vaulting. All of it. It's beautiful to watch. Highly recommend looking them up if you have a free moment.
They're just a great group of people, and they care for their horses so much. But
Oh, yeah.
it's beautiful to watch them doing their archery courses, because a lot of people don't realize how important the sport was to equestrians throughout history, because that was your way to hunt, that was your way to get food.
Well, and like a lot of people don't realize it. The Mongols still take that archery very seriously.
It's still a part of their culture in every element.
It is still a part of their daily life.
Yes.
It is still something they value and cherish. It's not just a staple of their culture or tradition.
Mm-hmm.
It is a staple of their daily life.
Yes.
And the fascinating thing about archery, whether you're in Mongolia or the US, is these events are usually tricks like equestrian chaos,
Mhm.
where they are firing arrows in fantastic manners and a variety of positions.
Yes.
It's very impressive, but a little scary at the same time.
It is very scary to watch.
Or it's truly a competition perspective where you have to manage your horse and hit so many targets down a line.
Mhm.
Again, something for everybody.
Yeah.
If you want to do archery where you hit targets down a line, fantastic,
Go for it.
do it. If you want to do trick archery like equestrian chaos, do it. Just don't shoot anybody
Mhm.
or your horse.
Mostly these competitions, they'll have different types of arrows tips. So they'll have softer ones if you're going to be, possibly shooting past an audience or anybody, just in case anything ricochets. So they go into safety just like the mounted shooting folks do as well.
At the heart of it, disciplines, niche disciplines, all disciplines have some ounce of safety built into their rule book
Mhm.
or built into their community.
Yeah.
Now, I will say sometimes popularity and profit wins before safety, but it's not common.
Mm.
Just because there is so much risk to the horse world.
And there's so many moving elements and
There
speed involved.
is. And
yes.
the unpredictability. They're prey animals.
Mhm.
I will swear up and down, it does not matter how perfect your horse is, how steady Eddie they are.
Yeah.
It just takes one thing, just catching them off guard or touching them just right, or even hurting them in such a way. And your steady Eddie is now a bucking bronco who is doing
Get ready for the ride.
Yeah, who is doing his best to keep all of his feet off of the ground and not on it.
Yes.
So there is always risk. Archery, while it is higher, still less than vaulting or trick riding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And still safer for the horse than some others.
Mm-hmm.
So something for everybody, truly, in terms of safety, skill, and challenge.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a couple more here that get really niche and really area dependent.
Mm-hmm.
So one of which is jousting.
Oh, yeah.
That one typically is reenactment based. You're typically only going to see it at places like Renaissance festivals, but they are still combining all the traditional elements of jousting.
Yes.
It's still a lance. There's still armor on the horse and the rider.
Yes.
And it is still, how fast and how hard can I hit you?
Yes.
Can I knock you off?
Well, I've noticed a lot of places nowadays, they're shifting from that knocking off mentality, because at the end of the day, it's a risk.
It is.
Injury is not something that you want to do.
Well, and I've heard the chances of blunt force trauma occurring within armor is much higher.
Yes.
Because the way you kind of get knocked around in there.
Yes.
It's like you're in a tin can.
Yeah. And we're not talking about like scripted jousting. We're talking about actual full metal jousting where it's full impact and it's competition tournament style.
Where the horses can still duck out if they get spooked, where the horses can collide into each other if they're making poor decisions that day. Like, there's risk to jousting for sure, but it is, they care for their horses. And they care for each other, and it is a community sport.
Yes, it's a community sport, and you have to pair with your horse very smartly. You have to make sure that you're compatible with the horse that you choose to ride, or else your partnership is not going to work.
There has to be trust involved because you are asking them to charge.
Yes.
And a horse's vision, especially with armor, is not always the greatest. So they may think they're charging directly towards it rather than just to the side. So there's a level of trust and everything that has to be there for sure.
Yes.
It's a very cool one though.
Oh, hands down. Yes.
I'd love to see it in person.
Yeah.
The next one's Gymkhana. This one's usually, I haven't seen a lot of it in the US. Doesn't mean it's not, but it's more for the youths.
I've seen it a lot
ones.
in the pony clubs
Yeah.
out, in European countries.
Yeah, it's a speed-based one. There's obstacles. Usually there's a lot of mounting and dismounting from the ground at speed.
Like, while your horse is galloping,
Yeah.
you just cling on, jump, and go.
You're grabbing a ball, putting it in a bin, you're running, you have to dismount. I've seen one where you dismount and run along cups, and then have to remount without stepping off of the cups. There's ones where you're messing with a flag. Like, Gymkhana, I don't know a lot about it. It's a speed-based event for sure, and it's mostly, like Skylar said, a pony club thing, I think. So I can't speak a lot on this one, and I don't think she can either.
No, I can't. I don't know enough.
But
it's really cool to watch some of these kids compete and just, it's mind-blowing.
The speed at which they can do some of this stuff is insane.
Well, talking about speed, our next one that we wanted to touch base on is Indian relay racing.
This one's very area dependent.
It is.
I think only a handful of places in the US have it.
And it's usually further out west, where the remnants of the tribes are located. Because this is an event run by the indigenous, and it is to keep their heritage, keep their memory, all of that, and pay homage to it.
All of their horses are painted. They're usually barefoot. They're usually in traditional garb. And this one's also speed-based, but it's called Indian relay racing. We didn't name it. Don't get mad at us.
Yeah, this is what it is called.
Yes, this is...
And this is what they have dubbed it themselves, too.
Yeah, so don't bite our heads off. It's called Indian relay racing, and like a true relay race, there's points you're hitting as you're racing.
Yes.
So this guy has to swing onto a moving horse, take off to the next horse, dismount, swing onto that horse. All the while, these horses are just trying to fly.
They are running. They know their jobs. They know
and they just
when
go
they
fast.
Get to points.
They just want to go fast.
Yes. And usually you'll have, 3 to 4 horses that you will dismount and mount and run an entire race course.
And it's entirely bareback. There's
entirely
no
bareback.
saddles.
Nothing.
You have to swing on and off of these horses without a saddle.
Yes.
And you have to do so at speed.
Yes.
And barefoot. And all I'm thinking about is how it would feel to get your foot stepped on in that moment.
Oh my goodness. So the handlers or the catchers, the people that are standing, holding the next horse, as the person's jumping off, as they have to catch the one that's running at them full speed. I've seen so many videos of them getting plowed over, horses rearing straight up, just ready to go. It is a intense sport.
There is a ton of adrenaline in it.
Yes.
And it is the one where everyone feels the adrenaline. You want to talk about contagious excitement? Indian relay racing has all of it.
Oh, yeah.
From the humans to the horses. There is so much adrenaline and excitement and nerves packed into one area that it's just, the entire thing is vibrating. You can feel it through even videos.
Yeah. And the cool element is the nations are competing against each other in this event. So they're all competing to have bragging rights on who's better. And I think that element is so fun about the competition there. It's not really based on, who can win the most money? Who can be the fastest? Who can do this?
The goal is fun.
We won. Our team won. We came together as a nation and we did this and we won.
Yeah. Honestly, I wish more sports were like that, where it was just about the fun of it and less about the ribbons and the purses and the buckles. There is one that you don't win ribbons or purses or buckles for.
No.
This one is bragging rights. Endurance riding. Now, this one's not super niche in that it's hard to find, but it is one that isn't talked about a lot, and it's not necessarily because the community wants to gatekeep it. They don't know how to share it. So, endurance riding is the ultimate test for horse and rider. I'm sorry, guys. You're going to hear us chuckle and like break up because currently we're watching the horses run around the field
Are they
for
running
some
around?
reason. Yeah, I saw Chance
Oh,
blow
it's
by
Sunny.
and then Sunny blow by.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you're right. He is. See, this is why we need
Yeah.
to just record outside with the horses so we can see what's going on. Because my back is to all of this
Yeah,
happening.
I know,
And I
you're-
just see Shelby's eyes squint and she stares around me.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not happy about something.
Yeah, they are feeling themselves over something. I saw Chance started it, so maybe he's bullying Sunny. I don't know.
I
But-
can't tell you.
But back to
our story.
back to the thing before the baby Mustang distracted us. Endurance riding. This
Oh,
one
yeah.
is not super niche in that it's uncommon, but it's just not spoken about a lot. There's not a lot of documentation on it because it is so.
It's great. We just see the horses appear, disappear, appear, disappear.
They are just, yeah, they're having a grand old time. We might have to include a video of that later. Like, that's nuts. Endurance riding is the ultimate test of fitness for horse and rider. There is a huge. This is probably the sport that takes horsemanship to the next level.
Oh yeah.
If your horse's heart rate doesn't come down in a certain amount of time, if your horse doesn't drink, if they're sweating excessively, there are vet checks at every point in endurance racing.
Yep.
And if a vet flags you, you're out.
You're out.
It does not matter how many miles you have left. It does not matter how many miles you completed. The vet flagged you, you're out. You're
It's
done.
not your choice. It's
It isn't.
theirs.
And this is one of my favorites too, because it's not, what's the objective?
Mhm.
Subjective. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's not subjective. It is truly like what is best for your horse. Their
Mhm.
heart rate's too high, you can't move on.
Yeah. Your horse isn't catching their breath. You can't move on.
Nope. And that means if you are trying to get a certain amount of miles, you have to start over.
Mhm.
And you have to wait till the next one.
Yes.
Endurance racing is amazing for that fact. It puts so much emphasis on horse welfare
Mhm.
in comparison to other disciplines. And I wish more people were into it, but it's kind of an intense sport to be involved in.
Yes.
You are riding so many miles in a day. You have to be on top of everything involving your horse, every bump, every scratch, every lameness, every heart rate.
Mhm.
You have to know your horse inside and out and beyond.
You have to ride in specialized equipment that is lightweight for the horse to help them go the long distance farther.
Right, and the longest distance you do in endurance riding is called the Tevis Cup, and it is awarded to the person who completes 100 miles in one day. And you have to do it in the shortest amount of time, and your horse has to be the most sound and fit at the end of it.
Yep.
So, this episode went really long, but honestly, these disciplines, they need more attention. They need more
do.
love. They need more people.
Yes, and in order for us to share horses with the rest of the world and people who might not know anything about this side, it's just something that we have to tell them about. We have to inform others. We have to spread the word, even if it's a newer sport or a more niche sport. Anything that can get the word out of what others are doing and what options are out there is going to better our community as a whole.
It really will. And the horse world is in a very funky spot right now.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get new people in, and we gotta be welcoming.
Yes,
we have to make horses fun.
We have to be welcoming, supportive, build each other up, and
No
build
more,
that
no more
community.
tears in the competition ring, unless it's from stress or anxiety. I get that.
That's fine. That's a
But-
different story.
Yeah, but no more bullying or dogging or dragging people. Let's have fun, man. Let's focus
Yeah.
on horsemanship and a good time.
Heck yeah.
So that's all we got for you guys today. Hopefully, we gave you some new things to look up.
Yeah, and if there's something that we missed and you want us to cover, let us know in the comments. We'd love to share more about a sport or anything that you want us to talk about.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what we're here
always
for.
looking for topic ideas or more tales from the trails.
Yes. Yeah. Reminder, if you have a story that you want us to read, we are always looking for more content and more stories to share from you all, you listeners. Your horses, your experiences, funny trail stories, scary trail stories, all of it. We want to hear it. So feel free to send them in to our email. Outside of that, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and we will see you in the next one.
We hope you enjoyed this week's topic. Join us for new episodes every Sunday. And to keep up with the herd, be sure to follow us on Instagram at The Highline Herd and visit our website at thehighlineherd.com. We hope you enjoy the show. See you next week.